if the polls are right, Anthony Albanese will win the election tonight and become the first Prime Minister since John Howard to go back-to-back. The only question, will it be a majority or will it be minority? And therefore 3 years of chaotic horse trading. Joining us live now is the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. PM, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you for your time. You said yesterday a third-term plan is underway. Is that how confident you are today?
No, not at all. I'm focused on 6 o'clock tonight, and I'll leave nothing on the field. I'm here at the great MCG. It's game day. It's time on in the fourth quarter, and we're keen to continue to kick goals all day to finish ahead tonight. And I want to form a majority government. I think that's important for Australia, and we'll be out there pushing our case because I think we're the only party that are putting forward a positive plan for Australia's future tonight.
If it is the fourth quarter, you say you like to kick with the wind. What's the scoreboard reading at the moment, PM?
Well, I think we've been kicking with the wind during this campaign, frankly. We ran out onto the field with a great deal of momentum. We've been announcing policies since last year when I came to Adelaide and announced that we'd cut student debt by 20% for 3 million Australians. That's 30 MCGs. I went on to make serious policy announcements, including 50 urgent care clinics additional. 1.3 million Australians have been to an urgent care clinic. That's 13 MCGs. And in the budget, we announced tax cuts for every taxpayer, all 14 million of them. That's 140 MCGs. We have been, from day one, making sure that we put forward that positive plan for the next 3 years. I'm captain of a team, but we have people right around the entire team working together as a coherent unit. I don't have to play full forward, half back and centre half forward. And that's a difference with our opponents. They haven't been able to keep a policy for more than 3 days, and they're asking for 3 years. They've been fumbling the ball on things like working from home, on electric vehicles, on policies from a day-to-day basis. Sometimes they've changed 3 times in 1 day. So it's not clear how they could possibly govern, given they keep bumping into each other and knocking each other over.
If it is a minority government, News poll this morning has the Greens up 2 points to 13%, the Independents Teals at 12%. Who will you be partnering up with?
We partner up with no one. That's one of the differences at this campaign. I've made it very clear from day one. We respect whatever way people vote tonight, but I'll be putting myself forward as Prime Minister. We want to have the agenda that we have for cheaper childcare, for 5% deposits for first home buyers, for making sure we make more things here in Australia, the energy transition that is underway, securing jobs as well. We've created over 1 million jobs in our first term. That's 10 MCGs full of people who've joined the employment, making Australia stronger. We have campaigned very strongly from day one. Our opponents, and I think people will think about it when they go to a ballot box today, that our opponents are actually asking people to vote for higher income taxes for them. They're asking them to vote for increased deficits in the next 2 years and savage cuts. I mean, the cuts that they hid till the last minute, like getting rid of superannuation on paid parental leave, suspending people's pensions if they're overseas for more than 4 weeks. There's a few Greek Australians, Italian Australians, Portuguese Australians living here in Melbourne and in my electorate who travel overseas during summer months. The idea they'll have their pensions suspended is just mean and nasty, just one of the cuts that they've got in place, and that's before they have to find $600 billion for their nuclear plan. It's very clear.
Well, that's not true, right? That's a scare campaign, $600 billion. The lower end of that is what, $150 billion?
It is true. The Hinkley plan in the United Kingdom, the Hinkley nuclear, a real nuclear power plant being built by the biggest providers in the world in a country that has a nuclear industry, is costing $90 billion. It's 14 years overdue. You know, their so-called costings assume Australia will be 40% smaller, our economy. That means no aluminium industry, no steel-making industry, no manufacturing here. I mean, the truth is, there's no wonder that if Peter Dutton was proud of his nuclear plan, he would have visited a single nuclear site in this campaign or even in the last couple of years. He hasn't been anywhere near it, just like no private investor will go anywhere near their nuclear plan because it simply doesn't stack up, but taxpayers are going to get hit with the bill.
There are mum and dad investors who mightn't have made up their minds yet about who to vote for today, PM, but might have concerns that you'd go after capital gains and negative gearing or even super, on the topic of super. Are their investments in danger of being cut if you win?
No, they're not. And the proof's in the pudding, Pete. I've been Prime Minister for 3 years. The Coalition ran that scare campaign before the last election. Guess what? None of it's happened.
Well, you've broken promises before. You can change your mind. Will you change your mind in a second term if you're successful today?
Nonsense, Pete. I tell you what we did change our mind on, and I went to the National Press Club, I fronted up and said Australians need cost of living relief, every Australian, every worker, and I took $4,500 off the tax cuts that you and I were going to get. I reduced it from $9,000 down to $4,500. I was upfront. I'd put it before the Parliament, and the Coalition said they'd reverse it. Guess what? They haven't gone to this election saying they're going to reverse it. And guess what? They then voted for that change because it was the right thing to do to not leave people behind. So that is the change that we made. I was upfront about that. I'm proud that we took that tough decision. It was a tough decision, but it was done for exactly the right reason. And everyone in the Parliament, every House of Reps member and every senator voted for it.
Okay, just a final one here. I know you've got to go, PM, but just on a personal note, as I mentioned in the introduction, if you do win tonight, you'd become the first Prime Minister since John Howard more than 20 years ago to go back to back. What do you think that would mean for you on a personal note?
Oh, look, I'd be very proud. I'm proud each and every day. When you go out with a single mum in public housing in Camperdown, in Sydney, you don't expect to have the opportunity to serve the country in the way that I have. And I don't take it for granted. I cherish it. And I thank the Australian people for giving me this honour. We'll wait and see whether that continues or not. But I do think that the fact that the Australian people have, in some cases, but in most cases, it's political parties who've changed Prime Ministers who've won elections on 4 occasions since 2004. I don't think it's been good for the country that the last 7 elections have produced 7 different Prime Ministers. And I think in uncertain times, Australia needs some stability. We have a lot of turbulence in the world with the Trump administration's tariffs creating, frankly, a lot of unease in markets right around the world. We've seen that have an impact. Now's the time to have a government that has a clear direction, that knows what it's doing, and that provides some stability in that uncertain world. That's what I offer going forward, and I think that people should consider that today. If we're fortunate to receive their support, that would be an incredible honour.
All right, that's the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese speaking to us live from the MCG this morning on this election day, PM. Thank you for your time.